Yo, what's going on, fam? GM. Let's get this thing started. Beautiful day, as you guys can see out here. Got some good weather. It was a good weekend. Oh man, I'm excited for this week. We're getting back into full content mode with live streams daily, and we had a good Simply Chilling yesterday. Got to cover a lot of good things with the homie Tack. A little bit about marketing, about engagement, about just growing your brand and networking within the space. Let me turn this fucking music off real quick, or at least down, because it's just too loud in my fucking ears, to be honest with you. And we'll get this intro started. But make sure you grab some coffee and get your day started. If you're on the other side of the world, grab some water or I don't really care. Just grab something. But you might want to grab paper and pen just to jot down some notes. If there's anything that we go over today that you want to remember, you probably will forget by the end of this stream. This should be about an hour or so, maybe a little bit shorter. We'll see how that kind of goes too. It's been a while since I did the morning streams, and I missed these. These are honestly my favorite ones because it gets your day started. You get to kind of rehash everything that just happened the last 24 hours. And this morning, getting online, there was a couple things that caught my attention. But today, mostly, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of bookmarks and stuff like that. But before we get into anything else, I want to thank you guys for being in here, and please share the stream out there. Get some more people in there. I do appreciate it. We're live on YouTube, and we are live on X. I haven't set up TikTok to get that going again, but we will be back on TikTok live as well. That's been doing really, really well. Kind of recapped some things real quick. Let me get this up here. But welcome to SMS Live. This is GM Chat. So GM, I'm SMS, the founder of Web3 Underdogs and Solana Made Simple, my one-on-one art collection of other underdogs, spotlighting real collectors, creators, and community builders who deserve more shine and more spotlight. And that's one of the things that I've always done, is try to elevate other people, use this platform to, bring up the quality, bring up those hidden gems that people tend to miss, because this is a fucking crazy space. And if you're not getting traction, then you probably will get overlooked. And that's the truth. Like, there's a lot of really, really talented artists out there, but since they're not friends of friends or doing what they got to do to get that exposure, I'm going to do what I can. Just because I have a little bit of a bigger platform and it's growing, I'd like to bring people into it and give them the opportunity and just kind of boost them up, because, more than anything, man, this whole thing that I'm doing is much bigger than me. I want this to support my life, my livelihood, and, my future. But I also want to make it a point to, help out the other people that have struggled in this space before, because sometimes it can be a pain in the ass, to be completely frank with you. And I just want to make sure that the volume's good. So let me check all of that shit. I forgot to do that already, but hold on. Let's see. I got to figure out a way to plug this in with this guy so I can have other audio coming, so I can play streams and you guys can listen into the conversations. Because I was listening to Say Something with Greenity, and that would be a good one to tap into. Man. This is cutting into my morning GMs. I'm going to have to reallocate my plan there. Let's see. All right, we're good. Everything sounds good. Let's make sure we're good to go there. All right, so yeah, back to that. Right now, it's only 3 people in the Web3 Underdogs. It's a couple of my friends that I've done. One as a gift, one was a commission piece, and that's the thing. Like, you gotta commission it. You tell me exactly what you want it to look like, and I'll make it happen. It shouldn't be hard. I did a DGod, crossover with the Underdogs for Jersey, and I like that one a lot. That's one of my favorites, not gonna lie. But I got some other ideas. I did a little frog suit, and I didn't like that one as much. It was kind of cool, but it reminded me of Mario. It just wasn't, I don't know, it just looked not cool. I guess is the best way to say that. But I'm going to be working on a couple of them today. Actually, I'm going to write a note down because I'll probably forget if I don't. I want to do a ute, like fur for the Underdog, and I'm going to do a, what was the other one that I had? Fuck. I'm drawing a blank now. Well, like I said, that's why I write shit down, because we'll forget. What was it? It's gonna piss me off. Bonk. I want to do a bonk version of the Underdog, like using the fur and the colors and stuff like that. I think that one would be dope. But these will be available on Drip House. I got my shit set up there, and I got to work on it a little bit more to clean it up and honestly figure out the best way to deliver these, because I want them to be available for auctions and like buy the ones like that that you might want to. Commissions will obviously be, per request, probably a little bit higher than the ones that I put on Drip House, but that's where I want the dog house to be essentially. And I probably should start using this fucking Discord again, since I got the time and the energy to get you guys in here and keep the conversation going. It's been quite a while since I've been doing anything with that, but I mean, that's life, man. Um, it did get a little stale. Yeah, the last message is from me and Tack. We're the only people in here. 412. Just a bunch of GMs. But no, man. I really want to push harder, and I'm going to push harder with the art stuff. As far as the little collection there, and I don't want it to be like the biggest collection. I want it to be noticeable. I want people to recognize and be like, "Damn, those are cool. Like, what are they?" You know what I mean? And I'll be like, "Oh, it's very, very collectible and customized." Just kidding. But anyway, right now it's just the three of us, including myself and the other two like I was talking about. And if you're building it for the right reasons, hit me up in the DMs. I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you have a dog you want me to make it look like, I can absolutely do that and use the traits and the qualities. If it's like a really furry dog or it's got crazy fucking ears or whatever it is, I'll hook you up. But let's say, what am I doing here? Every weekday, we're going to be doing the GM chat Monday through Friday. We keep it real, no hype, just real builders, insight, and fresh alpha to help you grow smarter and build publicly. That's one of the main things is I want to push on more is, people telling me not to say this, not to do that. Well, no, dude, this is me. I'm just going to build the way I want to. This is the person I am. I've been very authentic about everything. And the thing is, I think that there's other people that go through the same things, whether it's good or bad. Like, it's not always like, oh, you go through the same problems. You win the same too. So, like, you got to look at it like that, But it's pretty exciting for me. It's giving me a boost of energy in the morning to do these. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out. I've been locked in across all my platforms. I've really been pushing with the YouTube first. I really want to make my goal is 10,000 subscribers. So I'm at like a 1,300 or something like that. So if you don't subscribe, get your ass over to the YouTube right now and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. And help me build with that. But TikTok, the monetization with the TikTok shop is live. I got to talk with some people that know more about TikTok than I do. All I knew how to do was just post. And my focus was on other things. Then turn around, come to find out there's an opportunity looming in the distance with TikTok. And it's still growing. So after this, I think my goal is going to be, I should probably wrap this up by 8:30 and then drop that first post by 9. And then I got a long form content video. Short. So my goal with that was to be consistent. And the reason I wanted to be more consistent was to see if there was a direct effect. And it was obvious, but I had to see it for myself. I had to see it firsthand. And what I had to do was to post hardcore quality content. And that's why I use my phone with the cinematic features. And, shout out to the Drill Club. Shout out to Dippo. He was, kind enough to, help me get this bad boy. And I appreciate it so much, dog. Makes a huge difference with content, that's for sure. Definitely invest into the people that invest into you, and shout out to them. If you guys aren't familiar with the Drill Club, I don't know if they were on Solana, but they went to Polygon and then they left Polygon. Now they're on Say. But I'm not really fucking with too much going on over there except for Drill Club, Dragon Swap, and I still think it's a great investment as far as if you got some time, if you want to build. Choose whatever fucking chain you want to. There's 5 million probably going to come out today. So there's literally endless opportunities. This whole Yap thing is very confusing as far as where and why some of it's going on. But we'll talk about that. But again, I've been locked in across all of these platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. And I kind of have a system and a routine where I post all of my content, and it's working, dude. That's what I was doing. It's working. I'm seeing the results. I'm constantly able to, kind of check my status, I guess, or my analytics, and I can see the trend. I can see that, what I am doing is working. I did take a little step off just because I had some other shit going on with work and, all of that fun stuff. But here we go. You see that big climb up there? And this is backwards. Yeah, it is. I got to flip that, right? Is that backwards? Yeah. Hold on a second. We're not doing that. Is that going to flip me? Okay. Is that right now? No, it's still wrong. But you can see what I'm talking about. The shorts, that's key, guys. Like, get it on a consistent basis, figure out the best time frames with the most traffic and activity, and each platform is very different. So you gotta just kind of fuck with them a little bit. Give us some new and recent meme coins that can 100x from current price. No, I'm sorry, say I don't think we will look at some meme coins, but yeah, I'll show you guys what this is about. Give us some meme coins, new and recent meme coins that can make 100x. If you're looking for just 100x, homie, you're gambling, homie. There's investments that you can make and do just as fine. I'll tell you right now, if you want to get into some coins and you're probably in a good entry opportunity, Troll, Beer Coin, and Fwog. Those ones should do pretty damn good for you. Do 10 of them, you'll get 100x. Because all you need is a 10x on them, and you'll be straight. You can't just pick one fucking play and expect that to be a banger. It's out there, I'm sure it is, but yeah, that gets more gambly. Like, you probably have better bet going to the casino and throwing $100 in the slot machine and pulling that fucking thing as many times as you can and see what happens. To be completely honest with you, I'm pretty sure the stats show that is literally the model. Like I said, I'm sure there's some trenches cooking up. I'm sure there's something on hype or abstract or something else, but that's not what we're here. That's not what we're doing. That's not the focus. We will cover that another time. This is more or less just kind of talking about some other things real quick. So if I can get through this damn intro. So let's see, what else did I have to cover? And that's pretty much it. All of the different platforms are doing pretty damn good, and I would appreciate your support on that one. It's SMS on Instagram, it's SMS Crypto on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find it pretty easy just typing that in. I'll put links. I should do that, pin them to my profile, but I always pin something else. But anyway, the stream's back Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this Wednesday we're going to be joined with Quicks. He's the famous fox running around with Soul Flare. Really, really proud of the homie, man. Like, he's one of the most, I don't know, down ass dudes I've ever had an opportunity to meet in the space. He's the first person that ever brought me up on a space, and let me talk about Solana Made Simple. Let me talk about what I was doing, building, and trying to cultivate in this space. And I'll never forget that, and give him nothing but flowers for all of his success, man. Like, it's dope to see your friend go from like day one and just continue to push and push and push. And yeah, he deserves everything he got, and I can't say enough good things about him. But today we might be joined with DJ. If you guys don't know who DJ is, you will find out. Motherfucker's amazing. He's so funny. But I'm excited to be doing these streams again and talking to you guys and sharing what's going on in crypto. That's another really funny thing that Nev, if you guys don't know who Nev is, Nev's fans, I think is his name on IG or fucking TikTok. Whatever. Nev. He said we should get rid of Web3 because he's right. When I say Web3, people are like, what the fuck is a Web3? What is even Web2? They don't know what this stuff is. So I just say crypto, and they get it instantly. They're like, oh, you're into crypto. Yeah. Web3 sounds good, but if you're looking to relate, and I don't know, saying crypto just, I don't know, seemed like it made more sense. Who turned my music off, bro? That's not cool. I thought it was down there. All right. Last piece of this, and then we'll start looking at some of the bookmarks and sharing some of the things we've been doing here. But again, if you are tuned in right now, do me a quick favor, share the space, tag a friend, and let's build this up a little bit. Today we're going to be just diving into most of my bookmarks, most of the things that I've saved because I wanted to share, or I've done some content on them, trying to stay pretty in sync with that stuff because I think it's a good idea. I'm gonna hide that for you guys. Again, we're not gonna be going over meme coins. I don't want to get too diluted into that. If that doesn't give me 100 fucking people in here, that's great. Like, I'd already told you the best meme coins right now to enter, in my opinion, the ones I'm looking at. But there's a shit ton of fucking coins. There's a shit ton of opportunity across the board. You just got to figure out what works for you and what you like the best. And it could be different. But like I said, if you can get 10x's, you don't have to find 100x. You can just go to the casino with some of the profits and see if you can bang that thing out there. One thing I do want to kind of talk about just a little bit, just because it's all over the fucking timeline. It's all over everything. And it's not a bad conversation. It's definitely intriguing and it's interesting to me. But the whole Kaido, I'm just going to use that one because it's the most obvious one. Their AI process and the way that they kind of scrape the networks and are able to do the things that Google and all of that can't do. They really do remove the noise from everything. But there's ways to gamify it. There's ways to manipulate it. There's ways to do this, and they've attached a bounty, money, or a payday. So you've got every fucking low quality to high quality content creator, and I guess it's content, just typing and stuff like that. I didn't really consider that content, but I guess it's just a different type of content. But it's easy to see that it's got its problems, and that's okay. It's all right to have problems, but some of the problems I kind of think aren't, the best. And I made a long post about it. I guess I should just read that for you guys just because it kind of covers everything and my thoughts on it. And then we'll look at the bookmarks and kind of take a look at some of the alpha we got here. I posted a couple shorts regarding Solana Accelerate and all of the highlights. Not all of them. I know that there's more, but definitely some that you might want to check out. So where are we at? Long ass post. Okay, perfect. Found it. So, and I don't hate it. This is just a take. It doesn't, and this is one thing that I think comes with maturity. Some people think if you say something negative, it's like, oh, you're footing it. No, dude, I got an opinion, and it can be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's just a fucking opinion. So I've been thinking about this a lot. The whole info, Phi, Kaido situation, and everything else that kind of has come after that. Really no sense, and you get the idea. Just my opinions here, but watching how big Kaido is getting, I'm starting to believe what I've always thought. Chains will pay for exposure, and they need it. They need it. They're willing to pay just because they need it. And we know that. We know that they have marketing teams. They have to get the word out there. But there's ways that have worked where we've not had to take the stickers of the 3 coins. Very difficult. I got you, dog. I'm gonna post these stickers up just because the homie's asking. This guy, he's on YouTube. That's dope. Usually we see a different flood of comments, but let me put this up and we'll finish the conversation because these are good tickers. This is Troll. Troll is the oldest meme. Not the oldest, but it's one of the older memes. Everybody fucking knows about it. Flog is my dog, and beer coin. I like a good cold beer, so why not? All right, save that. Let's put this up. Ta-da! All right, Sai, whatever your name is. I hope that works for you. These are all on Solana, so if you want to pick yourself up a bag, feel free to join the communities. And there are communities on X if you want to join them as well. I know you're on YouTube, but just to let you know, you can come over here to X and join some of the conversation that we have and some of the fun antics, or just buy a bag and get some money. But watching how Kaido, yada, yada, yada. But the dynamic is loud. The negativity always seems louder than the wins until people start getting paid. That changes behavior fast. I've seen it in myself. Not going to lie. I'm definitely a good example of this. Learning, posting, building on a chain, it still ended up being tossed aside. So like, I'm not going to remove my accountability for what I've done because I spoke up for what I believed in. I spoke up for the small guys that wouldn't. I spoke up because there's other people that just they don't want that beef. They don't want that problem. They don't want the smoke. That smoke turned out to be just that. There was no fire behind it. It was just smoke. But there are some times where you got to do what other people are not going to like. You got to do what is kind of going to go against the grain. Do you think I want to be the dickhead that calls shit out? But when I see a pattern and I see it continuously happening, I'm definitely going to say something. The stuff that came from that shows a lot about what intrinsically is going down in some of these areas. And it's your choice to... what's the best word for that? It's your choice to react or respond. And both of those are very different and distinct. If you feed into people's bullshit, you're going to get more bullshit, bottom line. So just take that for what it is. So But yeah, like I said, I'm a good example. Ended up getting tossed aside for reading between the lines and asking questions, and saying what I had to say. I don't sugarcoat or hold anything back. And yeah, that's why it rubs people the wrong way, but it proves the point. At least it proves the point that I see. And maybe I'm wrong, but there's a chance to open up Discord and conversation. But not everybody wants to do that. So you're left with, okay, I have to come up with my own answers here because this is the way they moved. Don't react, respond. Give it some time, let the dust settle, and see how things kind of play out. Typically, you're going to be just fucking fine. This space moves so goddamn quick. None of this shit really matters when it comes down to it. It's opinions. And if somebody gets upset about your opinion, well, tells you a lot about them. So just look at those things and people, their traits and all of that. So most of the OGs on Twitter X don't want anything to do with Kaido or InfoFi. It's majority small accounts and some bigger that are eating off of this because obvious reasons. And new voices trying to break through. And that's one of the things I think is the most beneficial part. It's smaller accounts getting an opportunity to start getting a leg up and winning. And I like to see that. Trust me, I like to see the homies that are, got large accounts wins too. But my point isn't that they shouldn't win or they shouldn't partake. I think they 100% should be, at the top of the charts because they deserve that. But my point is there's ways to manipulate things. That's just something I saw, and we're seeing it on various changes, not just one. So it's mostly small accounts, like I said, trying to break through, flipping their script just like I did. I was Solana Made Simple, and I decided to try to expand and grow to Say Made Simple, and I probably should have just stuck to Solana Made Simple and tapped in a little bit with the Say community like I am now. I'm not completely removed from it, but yeah, it was something that I thought like, hey, let me take the vibes of Solana over here. Let me take what I've done, what has grown. And, until I said something that went against the grain, everybody has liked. And if they didn't like it, well, it was just facetious and that's on them. But up till that point, everything was kosher. It was cool. We're everybody's buddy. Rub some people the wrong way and you see what happens. So don't get me wrong. I'm not sorry for any of it. I meant everything I said. And I think that's what people need to understand is you got to stand up for what you believe in. Not everybody's going to like it. And if you want everybody to like that shit, man, I don't trust you. You got to figure that shit out for yourself. So like I said, I'm a good example of trying to break through, flipping the script just a little bit. I tried more or less to expand, but you know what I'm saying. But it's very much fall in line or get the fuck out. And I got the fuck out because I didn't like what's going on there. I think I've fallen pretty significantly in their boards. I don't check them anymore. I'm supposed to get a payday whenever they pay the community out. And I'm very grateful for that, for my hard work and, them putting this together and paying for Kaido's services. Like that's fucking awesome. But yeah, don't get me wrong. The benefits to the program, they're there. There's definitely advantages to grow, network, build, learn. All of that's quality, but we're seeing bullshit, and it's not just from networks, teams, chains. You're seeing it from people, posters, yappers, whatever. It's both parties are involved here. Like it can't just be one fucking side. It takes two to dance, and I mean you can dance by yourself, but my point is it takes two to tango. A different type of dance, and I just don't think that anybody can remove themselves fully from any of this. I think it's probably a good point for if a real chain wants to step up and talk about what they believe in and what they're doing. They should come out and be like, yeah, dude, we pay for this service because we need the exposure. We need to build this thing up. It would help out and show the community how much they believe in what you guys are doing. And I just don't think that anybody's really willing to do that right now, because if it's working and they're getting the numbers they need, why would you stop? But at its core, it's finding cheap labor. It's dangling opportunity in front of people, because not everybody's going to win. You can work your ass off and you get knocked back a bunch of numbers. Like I've seen it with a couple of my friends with quite large accounts where they were doing hard work to get to the points they're at to get this payout or whatever, and they got knocked back like 30-40 spots, and it's like, damn, how's this shit just keep happening? Like, and you don't know, you don't drive the car, you're not in that position, you're in the back seat or the trunk at best. But it exposes how reliant some projects are on the artificial engagement. They need your posts and threads to attract new investors and feed the perception machine. It's AI plus marketing plus hope. And of course, other projects are starting to copy the model, but that doesn't build real community or long-term trust. You're basically a temp with no real strings attached. You're just one of the next employees down the line, and ship you off as soon as it's time. So the grinders are grinding, and you know what? That's just the game. Like I said, I'm not hating anybody doing this. This is just my takes. This is just my experience and what I've seen, and just adding to the conversation. Meanwhile, major influencers are eating. Respect to them, but they built what they had. They built the platforms. They built the networks that they had. So let's not pretend they all know what's going on. Some of them are at the top of the leaderboard while admitting they don't even understand Kaido or the projects. So that's another thing. It's like there's people that they just have such a big presence, and people are paying attention, and they have the influence, and they're carrying that. And it's like they have no idea what's going on with this stuff. And it's kind of funny, but that's what we've built. We've got something where people are spending all of their time dedicating it, and then you got people that care less doing exceptionally well. Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else we got here. So what are we really measuring here? Value or effort, or the popularity and perception? Because if the account that holds the mindshare decide to crown someone for playing the game right, guess what? They win every single time. If you had a bunch of people at the top all supporting one person, you're going to see a direct correlation with their numbers. That's just the name of the game there. And it's a fascinating conversation. It's interesting to me to see how this plays out and kind of where it goes. I do think that the InfoFi, it can cross over to other sectors, other chains, other not chains, other like media, sports, news, all of that. I think that there's a wheelhouse for that. I don't know how or when that would come out, but I think that there's a way for that. The other thing is, I think that there's a way to incentivize NFTs, kind of like whether it was an NFT inspector, whatever that was. I think that there's a strong way to put that together where you can reward people that have mindshare with certain NFT projects. That just adds a little bit gamification stage to it. And when I was in one of the Kaido spaces a couple weeks ago, I actually mentioned it towards the end of the space, and Wen Moon was like, "Hey, that's funny. We had a meeting today, and we were actually talking about doing stuff like that." So it could be a benefit. It could be something that comes out of it. It's all interesting. It's new. It's only been around, at least the yapping part, for a few months, I guess. But Kaido's been around for a while. They've been building this InfoFi, this AI machine, for quite a bit. So this isn't anything new. But one thing, man, you're playing with fire a little bit, but if it catches, it catches. If it does the right thing, great. But nobody's too big to fail. That's the biggest thing. Like, this could really go one way or another for you. You just got to figure out, like, what are you doing, why are you doing it, and does it make sense? Is it serving a purpose? Is it helping anybody? That's not the right fucking tag up there. My bad, G. I just realized that. Why does it show? There we go. All right. So that's all. That's my take. Probably won't talk too much more about this. It's a long ass post on there. I don't expect everybody to read it. So I do expect you to read it, though. You should be reading it all. I'm joking. All right. Let's get into some of these bookmarks. There's a lot of really cool shit going on in this space, and we should talk about it. Let me share this screen with you. Yo, Sai, I'm going to screenshot this and respond back to everything, and I could probably just make a video with some options for you to join a Telegram, some of those tools that you're asking about, all of that. Like, there's a lot of really cool shit going on out here. So I'm going to screenshot this for you, and I'll get back to you on that. I'm not ignoring you. I got other things we're going to be covering today. So I do appreciate your questions and your comments and engaging, though. That does mean a lot. So I'm not going to dismiss that by any stretch of that. Let's see. All right, so I always go through here and bookmark stuff like this because it just helps outline, everything we're all seeing. Metaplanet buys another 1 Bitcoin for 104 million. No big deal, just a drop in the bucket for them. Bybit has expanded crypto only. All right, so this is another thing I wanted to take a look at. Cookie3.com or whatever the fuck this thing is. I'm on it, and it's another InfoFi platform. I do like how this has a feature. I guess I should show you this since we're here. This has a pretty cool feature on here. I do like this because it helps me for my research. That's it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do other than talk about projects and campaigns and yada yada yadas, and some of them are cool. I guess that, you know, there is a benefit. Might as well follow these guys. Why not? Share this tab. Shit is hurting my ears. Just got to go blind with you guys. Why is this making me sign in? Hold on. Let me share that. Maybe they updated their site and that's why it's doing this. What? No. Oh, this is okay. This is where the chains go and apply or pay for this thing. So this is what it does. One stop for Web3 marketing, easy onboarding, 1 minute integrations, no code insights. You get, let's see, analytics, Web3 community in real time, segment your audience. So it gives you some pretty good tools, just like the other ones out there. I don't know why I have to do all of this extra shit. I just wanted to sign in. Where is this one? Cookie.fun. Okay. Makes more sense. Share this tab. Come on. Oh, well, that's looting. I'll just go back to this and take a look. So there was that hack you guys heard about with the CEDAS protocol getting exploited, resulting in a loss of $200 million. And I think that they paid some back or something like that. I didn't follow the whole story. But one thing that did come up in that conversation was the ability to freeze funds. That's not good. I don't care who you are. That shit is not kosher, at least for me. All right. Why? There we go. Why isn't this one sharing? This is strange. Hold on. Let me see if I got to change this up. Stop sharing. Share. Cookie. All right. That should come up now. All right, perfect. See that? So this is the thing I do like on here is they have the good sentiment. So if you're looking at what's going on in the market, you want to talk about something specifically, these are all the things that are trending. These are not good. So obviously the CEDAS, we just talked about that. That was a pretty shitty situation, but you got Bitcoin pumping hype, TRX, Dog, Fartcoin, XRP, Link, ADA, ETH, Sol, Pengu, Zeus, Pepe, Aave, and Jupe. Shout out to Jupe, yo. I love that protocol, that team. So again, Spark, something that's, I guess, kind of new around here, pre-TGE, and this is their campaign. My question is, would anybody give two shits about this if they didn't have a campaign? Would they be talking about this if there wasn't a campaign? Nobody knows what the campaign is going to reward them, but they're doing it in hopes. Again, like all of those points that I made, that's where it's like, okay, we'll see how this goes. Long term, short term, great. Flash in the pan, get some success. They keep building out. I'm not trying to hate on anybody and what they're doing. I'm just saying You know, do you think that this would be above all of these things that, you know, are here? But I do like the sentiment thing. I do like that. And you can do this with opinion leaders too, where it shows you, damn, all the referrals have been used. That's tight. If you guys need a referral, I got 6 left. Let me know. You can screenshot that and use them too. I really don't care. So this shows you crypto Twitter opinion leaders. So if you want to follow who's got the most, carries the most weight here, this is what you got. Whale, Ansem, Abi, Min, Clemente. Some people say Clement, some people say Clemente. I don't know. But he looks like Aaron Rodgers' son. D-Easy, Zir, ISO Beast. I like his takes. He's pretty good. And then you got Vo, Baron, yada, yada, yada. But my point with this is you can see what they're fucking with. You can see where they're at. That's funny he's bullish on grass because I'm bullish on grass too. If you guys aren't using grass or gradient, I don't know what you're doing, but that's easy money. Literally, while you're doing this stuff, you're going to, be renting out your unused internet. But this is my point. You got cool shit like this that you can see. Like, you don't have to, necessarily just jump in and start talking a bunch of shit. But if you're trying to see what's going on, you're trying to see who's carrying the conversation or just what's, in that point, like to that point, I'm saying just take a look. Opinion leaders, Mindshare. This is the last 7 days. You can filter it out however you need to. But that's Cookie. And that's all we're going to look at when it comes to that. Let me get back to my bookmarks. And why is this got craziness going on today? Shit's been hectic. This will be a smoother process, I promise. This is just the first day back on GM chat, and I didn't have anything really prepared. Just kind of wanted to talk a little bit. Got like 20 more minutes. So Easy posted this. New chains tend to have an early runner when the main net goes live. For Sofon, this is the one that I'm eagerly watching and anticipating could do well. I have limited information, minimal research, but out the gate, here's my thoughts. You guys can take a look at that if you want to. Easy, he's one of the people that he's got a large account. He yaps the right way. He talks about cool shit that he likes and why. And 1 million people follow him, so that shit's going to go through the walls and he's going to eat off of that. Here's the 2 shorts that I posted, and I'm not sharing my screen with you because I thought it was up, but it's not. You fuck. There we go. So this is what I was talking about right here. This is the game. Hedge empire, build your own trading empire. Go for it. Make $1 million. You got Popkins that were released, and these are going to be on Sui, which is cool, or Sui. I don't know how people say it, but Sui. I like that one. These things are fucking cute and retarded. I like them. I'm bullish. Infinex bull run game. This is like some kind of card trading game. As a card trading game, literally, featuring your top 30 currencies. Part of this fun to play allows you to earn points while playing. So I guess you just rip packs and then you play the cards with whatever has the most value. Very similar to Gib.meme with bangers. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't heard from her in like 2 weeks. I know that there's a lot of shit going on with conferences and all of that. But I was working with them as community manager or community help or something like that, getting people involved and checking out the game. It is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been into Pokemon, never been into fucking ripping packs and pulling cards. It wasn't my thing. I think it's cool, but it wasn't my thing. But I played this one and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. Like I could see where you'd want to stick around and play some stuff like that. So it made me see the other side of trading card games and TCG. I didn't even know what TCG stood for. I was like, the fuck is a TCG, brother? A trading card game. Okay, makes sense. So there's that. Let's see. This is a pretty good one. Market Watcher, he's a good follow. The on-chain utility coins are Giga Green. Regarding altcoins, we still have to sustainably break out of this downtrend before we reach the really easy times. However, from experience, Sunday dips in a bull run are almost always buying opportunities. So this is a good take, and it kind of not circumvents it. It kind of, what is the screen doing? This kind of like explains a little bit more about what I'm saying. We're in a bull run. If you need people to talk about what you're doing right now, maybe what you're doing isn't working, or maybe, I don't know. You just got to think about that. If it's buying season, we got altcoins. Why are people needing to go that route? You know, I don't know. They used to pay KOLs and influencers a shit ton of money to talk about them, and they realized like it's not really helping because they're paying people a lot of fucking money for a little bit of work, because people work to that point and they get complacent. But once X kind of bolsters them, they stay in that position unless they decide to move out. But I do think that this is going to break out of here. This is the total market cap for crypto. 1.18 trillion, and you can see these different levels right up here to expect these to be smashed. Like, they're talking about putting like another crazy amount of money into the fucking crypto market cap. So I don't think we're anywhere near the end of this. I think we're in the third or fourth inning, to be completely like honest with you. Oh, yo, if that dude Say is still watching, homie, where's that guy? SAI. If you're still listening or watching, this meme coin tracker is a pretty cool dealie to take a look at. It's on BitTrue or ByTrue, BitRue. I don't know how you say their name, but this fucking thing is cool. I would definitely take a look at that if I were you guys. I was fucking around with it last night and I liked it, and it's still in beta, so I think they are working some things out. But this is something that I'm going to be making of some content on. As the content continues to the big game, it's time to get your starters ready. Stake SOL for your favorite LST, accumulate wins, accumulate BTC. You can basically stake your SOL for Bitcoin. People used to make that as a utility for an NFT project. I shit you not. It probably paid off if they did that the right way, because that was like 2023. That was lows. All right, so this is really cool. I did like seeing this. Kind of strange that Suilana. Oh, that's what the fucking the primos were talking about. This dude used to be Solana Sensei. Now he's Suilana Sensei. I just think that's terrible. You should have just kept it with Solana Sensei and fuck with Sui. But do what you gotta fucking do. This is funny. Crazy how the founder of Soul showed up for the Sui. See, that sounds weird saying it like that. For Sui in tough times. Pure class. I hope the Sui maxis who throw shade at Soul remember this selfless gesture. Basically, this post is like just giving props to Sui and what those guys are doing, and also iterating that most of the people in Sui were Solana maxis. I remember when Aptos, Sui, all of these guys were trying to follow exactly the same roadmap that Ethereum and Solana were doing, and really didn't have much traction. They got wrecked because people would go in there and just farm the shit out of them, extract, and come on back to Solana. But it takes time. So over a couple of years, you see that they're really, building up. They got this Solana Sui fucking thing going on now. Yeah. The official Sui account for Solana Sensei. I don't know. It's just kind of silly. All right. This is a good take with Gary Vee, and it's something gritty. I like that. Let's see. The companies that own a large amount of AI influencers is clearly a business of the future. Make sure if you're a marketer or an entrepreneur to be paying close attention to the moments we are heading into. And before you talk about if this is good or bad thing, remember technology doesn't care about your opinions. It just keeps moving. So that's a good indicator of a lot of things going on here. And somebody, I think Ashley D made a post about this. She was talking about, I don't care about how many AI things, you're never going to replace the human element of creators. And to an extent, I think you're right, because you're going to need a human to fucking program the damn thing. But they are going to learn. They are going to get better. And there's people and companies already using AI 100% and replacing workers with that 100%. So I don't agree fully that there's no way, because we're going to see it. It's going to take time. It'll get better, but you're definitely going to see that happen, and you'll still need humans. And that's going to be the juice of everything. You're going to have real people that are there versus AI things. And there is an element that you're never going to replace, but it's going to change. And I think that it is going to be highly competitive. And I think that not paying attention to it or following it, like this dude was spot on calling shit out 5, 6, 7 years ago. Something to pay attention to. Like I said, just like he said, if you're in this space in this area, you might want to look at it. Well, this was a good listen. If you get a chance, I would check that one out too. Splat. What is this? You can now talk to the agent, earn points, and get a real feel of what we've been building. But this is just the beginning, a small preview of what's coming. You can trade with one click. I forget. I think they have a couple coins in there, and you can have it kind of like give you suggestions based off of, basically, instead of going from trading view or whatever you chart you're looking at and copy pasting that over to your AI, they made an app that does it all in one spot. I think that's like the gist of it. Here's Beer Coin, $10,000 challenge for 69 Soul. Just crack open a cold one. If it's ready, get the community hammered. Here's how you enter. You just chug a beer, do a shotgun or a shoey, post on an X, tag these things, Beer Ball Coin and Beer Coin, and submit it to the link. I did mine. I sent it in there. I chugged in 3 seconds. Hopefully I win something out of this. That'd be fun. But these are the kind of things we should be doing. We should having fun. We should be bringing people together like this. Like, I don't know. It's easy. You're bringing people together, just catching a vibe, catching a buzz. All right, so this is a good take from Zero here. Chiqueto, if you're yapping right, you're up 10K. So I guess if you're yapping right, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way. If you're winning, bottom line. If you're a small account, at least 300. Let's cover what projects need to yap. All of this is doing is trying to get him more points up there. Like, do you think he'd be? I don't know him like that. I'm just saying. Do I care about that? Not really. But that's all of the timeline. That's what's annoying. All right, here's the cool stuff. What is DPIN and why is it the next best thing and big thing in Web3? DPIN is decentralized physical infrastructure networks, refers to the systems where users contribute real world infrastructure like hardware, bandwidth, sensors, storage, or energy to a decentralized network. In return, they are rewarded with tokens or incentives. DPIN are reshaping the internet and how DPIN is leading the movement. That's very awkward. I really like this idea, and it gives me a lot of ideas as far as the hardware, bandwidth, sensors, storage, all of that kind of stuff. I really do think that there's something special about DPIN, and yeah, I'm gonna do some content on that one just to share it with you. Solana posted about this. Justin BlackRock's Build Fund is launching on Solana. Securitize brings the largest yield-bearing tokenized treasury to Solana. Bullish on that one. Definitely going to be covering that one as well. Jupiter Lend, I fucking love this. Lending, borrowing with Jupiter, just expanding the DeFi dominance over here even further. So if you're not fucking with Jupe, get yourself a Jupe mobile wallet. Get in there. I do like their wallet. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely one of my favorites. Very, very high up there between Soulflare and that one. I like Phantom. It's just OG and it works. It's like your old bike. You know what I mean? You can hop on that thing. It's trustworthy. It's gonna work. I still love fucking Phantom. It's hard to make a decision on what is my favorite. I don't know. I will say this though. Right now, I use Jupiter's wallet more than anyone right now. And then I would say second is Phantom, third is Soulflare. But it's not better or worse or a rating. It's just me, just personal preference and, using wallets. I guess that's it. This is really cool. Also kind of scary. Wallet Connect. That's the shit that basically tracks your shit. So they know how much crypto you've been buying or selling. They report it back to bureaus and you will be up for investigation. Maybe. Not even kidding. But other than that, they're coming to Solana. They're bringing the WCT token. Phantom users will be eligible for rewards. So start using Phantom. Yeah, I don't know. I've been around Phantom since day one. So it's been it'll be cool to see what happens with this. I mean, I think it really comes down to volume, maybe, but we got securitized with institutional credit meets Solana DeFi. Sacred minted. Is this right? Yeah, okay, I guess it's like a little ass acred. Tokens securitized proprietary vault technology will power the first leverage looping strategies on Solana through Camino, Multiply, and Drift protocol. All right, so if you don't know what looping is, I did a video on looping to kind of explain it. I don't think people know what that is. Take your Solana or take your USD, take whatever the fuck you want to, supply it as liquidity, borrow against that, resupply that. Now you've got more liquidity. So if you have $100 and you supply that, right? Go borrow 70, resupply that back. That's looping. There is risk involved. Go watch the video on the short section on YouTube, and you guys can get caught up or search my profile for it, and you'll find it. This one's a pretty good one too. I really like this because I've honestly, I think the stock market is going to go fucking ballistic. I think Trump's going to fucking big dick this thing all the way to the top, to be completely honest with you. I think we got 3 more years of this shit. And then what happens after that? We'll see. But Xstocks is coming to Solana. Kraken is going to tokenize stocks, man. Like that, I love this. Like everything about this is fucking dope. Does this look better for you guys? Today we are announcing our partnership with BackedFi for the launch of Xstocks on Solana. Xstocks will offer tokenized versions of US listed equities available soon to eligible Kraken clients in select non-US markets. So you need a VPN first off, any of the US homies. And then eligible, you probably have to have a certain amount of money in there, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. But Eric Bean, or whatever your fucking name is, said, not sure how they're going to do this without regulators all over them, but it's amazing and hope it's a smash hit. That's how I feel, brother. I feel fucking this. Like if I can do, I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense if you could just do it on regular TradFi right now, but I really want to get back into trading options. I love trading options. That was my favorite thing to do with anything in here, and that's what was the allure for NFTs. You brought art and that very high-paced, high-frequency trading because you could in and out, fucking make a few $100. Same thing with stocks. Like right now, I was honestly, bro. Like last night, I went through my my history and I took a look at a lot of the things that I started this whole journey out on, which was traditional finance and trading and leverage, or not leveraging, buying calls and puts. And that's how I made a bunch of money to start. And that's what got me into investing and then myself and into crypto and, just continue to get to where we're at now. But seeing how this is coming full circle, that shit's got me so excited to see what happens next. But like I said, has to be an eligibility met, or eligible criteria needs to be met. You need to be outside of the US, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But if not, get your ass back over to TradFi and start trading some stocks and options. I know people fucking hate on Robinhood, or used to. I don't think there's any reason to. The shit works. They got crypto over there now. People are bullish on Robinhood. I think that their stock is probably going to do well. Long-term hold for sure. If you can buy yourself, a nice leap like call. I don't know. I'm not your financial advisor or that, but look at that stuff, guys. Apple, Nvidia, a lot of these things that they're probably going to rocket this morning from the open in about an hour. All right, what else we got here? Alpenglow. This is going to make Solana 100 times faster. Right? Is that what this one is? Or is this the security one? I think this is the one where it says basic. Yeah, there we go. Transaction final latency is coming down to 100 to 150 milliseconds, which is a 100x reduction, competitive with centralized infrastructure and enabling real-time applications. So this was like the strongest push for people, is being fastest, being the most scalable, yada, yada, yada. Solana's fast, and it's going to get faster, which we are going to see an increase in a lot of things that are kind of laggy, and it's going to take time. But I really, really like what they got going on over here with Anza and Alpenglow. Definitely take a look at this, read through it. It's really good information. I'm one of the nerds that likes to go through docs. I like going to, when I see a new project, I'm like, do you have docs? And when they say no, I'm like, oh, hold up, buddy. Why not? Why can't you explain what you're doing? We need to see that. It's not the end all be all, but just a level of professionalism or organized. I don't know. Oh, this guy has a really good Gustavo. I would like to link with this guy. Let's take a look what he has. And then Shrew's another one I like over here. So allocate across these 5 narratives. Each one captures a different stream of capital sentiment and speculative upside. Together, they cover the entire risk curve from legacy attention assets to emerging meta structural plays. So you got OG memes. Just going to start with Troll, Doge, Pepe, Whiff, and Bonk. When retail floods in, these print first and the fucking hardest. Don't fade my bonk, dog. Whiff, you can fade if you want to. I wouldn't fade Pepe or Doge. Like, this is the time when you see these kind of things, man. This is how the guy that got me into crypto. Like, this story about this is pretty crazy. The guy that got me into crypto, I was actually going to his house to do a job for him, build some furniture and shit like that. I put an ad out online. I was working for myself, trying to figure out ways, which, was the coolest thing in the fucking world. I was, doing work and instantly transferring that over into crypto. Well, I met this guy and he had a vision board up. I'm pointing up there because that's where mine is. And I recently did rework that. But he had a vision board up and it had crypto on there. I was like, what the fuck is that? What do you know about crypto? And he was like, what do you know about crypto? I was like, oh, well, I know Bitcoin and Ethereum. He started laughing at me. He was like, brother, let me talk to you about this. He broke down crypto. He broke down. This is 2021, so this is right after the ICO era or something like that. But this is when meme coins were first coming out and altcoins were, coming out, and I didn't understand the game at all back then, and he broke it down very, very easily. Like, I still have a sheet here. I think it's in this one. God. Lord. Don't know if it's in here. Dude, I used to write down everything. This is crazy. So he had me following this content person. This is September this is August 16th, 2021. Here's the receipts. Oh yeah, it's backwards. You guys can't see that. But Soul, she called Solana back in 2021 $3,000, which is kind of wild. ADA for, did you say $10 there? I don't know what I wrote. All-time high for XRP, she's calling over $1,000 there, and it was currently at a 123. None of the shit happened. She didn't give you a time frame. She just said long term. Not all of these worked out exactly the way they wanted to. My main point about this is just the guy I was talking to broke it down, and he basically said, find your coins that you like with conviction, throw a couple $100 into all of them, expect that some of them will not play out the way you want them to, but I don't have it saved in here. I took a picture of this. And that's when I got into this shit, guys. That was the intro. I have a sheet with a bunch of cryptos on there, the way this guy graded them. And this guy's like, he's a fucking whiz for starters. He was offered, vice president job at HSBC, which is huge fucking banking company or bank in general. And he declined it because he made so much money off of crypto. He was buying Ethereum, I think, for under $1 at the time. And this is crazy. Like, this guy showed me his desk, and let's say it's like 4 foot wide, maybe like 3-4 foot tall. It was completely filled with silver, like silver fucking bars. And then he opened up a drawer on this other thing, and it was like hundreds. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And he was like, yeah, this is crypto. It's a transfer of wealth right now. and you're going to have an opportunity to do things you've never been able to do in your life if you play this game right. And I lost contact with him, which I really don't fucking like. I wish I could find him again, just because I would like to see where he's at, what he's doing. But he was so well off. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to invest anymore. I don't need to. I might play around. But my point is, when he was talking about meme coins, he said, find the 10 best meme coins you can find and find good entries, throw $100 in them things and let them sit. Some will go to zero, some will go to shit ton of money. And I mean, I believe that. Like, it's not blindly, like, you got to do your research, you got to find some stuff. But OG memes, man, they're gonna come back with a vengeance. You got to think about how many people are down still, and you got to think about how many people want to get back in or want to enter. So the memes 2.0, this is the other one. The new wave of high velocity post ironic memes, coins like fart, house, other low structure, high narrative tokens that capture raw attention. These are volatile, but often where 100x moves originate. So homie, if you wanted to get your 100x, you're gonna have to follow meme 2.0. Oh shit, we just hit the hour. All right, we're gonna go 5 more minutes just to finish this up. All right, Hyper EVM. This is basically a baby Solana. ICM, which is Internet Capital Markets, launched. The thesis here is that memes are becoming early stage funding vehicles. These tokens are no longer just entertainment. They are liquidity primitives for internet native venture capital. What does that mean? Basically, motherfuckers need to get some money, and they're using this machine to generate a shit ton of money and then use that to go further with their building, with their liquidity needs, like things that we didn't have before. Like, if you were to launch a meme coin, have a shit ton of liquidity, launch an NFT project, find a way to fill that liquidity gap, which nobody's able to do because reasons we're not going to even talk about in this stream. But anyway, that definitely something to take a look at. And then we have the creator capital markets, tools that enable creators to tokenize reputation, reach, and content. Think Buddy, Jelly. These are bets on growing financialization of attention. Higher risk, but very real upside. Definitely take a look at them. Wouldn't be a bad bet to follow somebody that's been in the game and talking about these things. Like, if I don't know, this is a really well curated post. With BTC near all-time highs or breaking all-time highs, liquidity rotation into mid and low caps is just beginning. That's why I think third or fourth inning. We had to have Bitcoin get to this all-time high and hold this for a little bit, and then we'll see the dominant slip and alts pump. Memes, they're going to just do their thing whenever they want to, apparently. And let's see, the capital will hit memes, AI, and creator focus plays that faster than most expect. Okay, so this is a really good post. I'm going to hit a repost on this. Oh yeah, this is the most important thing. The hardest trade in the coming months will be doing nothing, sitting through the chop, ignoring the noise, letting your bags run without selling early. Most won't have the discipline. Make sure you do. So this has been the biggest hurdle for me, is getting so excited about what's going on, the noise, the chatter, the yaps, all of these kind of things that are taking your attention away and not letting you focus the right way on the things that are going to provide the most value. Like getting into a play like Bonk. The last few months, it's been down. I've been buying into it, and nobody's talking about it, but they should. Like, you should see the reaction from Solana Accelerate and what they've been doing. The Bonk or Let's Bonk.fun or whatever it is, their pump fun competition or competitor. It's doing well. I launched the coin on there, which is hilarious. I launched on Solana on Bonk. I thought it would be funny, and this thing ran to 60K in like 13 seconds, it seemed like. And then I was like, oh shit, I didn't fucking sell. I didn't dump on anybody. I did it for fun. I think I put like $8 in it to start the coin up or whatever, and it fucking ran. And people are gonna do their thing. Who cares? But it was hilarious because none of them were popping off like that. And I sent this one, and it's a picture I had of stickers inside of my wallet. and I thought it was funny, and I guess some other people did too. But it worked out pretty good. All right, that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. It is just over the hour. I do want to thank you guys for hanging out with me all morning and getting your day started. I know we didn't cover any memes other than the ones that we got up here because honestly, pump my bags. Let's fucking make some money here. But they are good memes. They are good entries, and the beer coin's been the most fun. Seeing the homies, come around. Oh, this is a good one. 2 CT strategies to succeed: quality and shitpost, or quality and value. You can actually do all of them and figure it out. But that's it, guys. That's all we got. Probably gonna make another pot of coffee, and I got about 20 minutes to drop that next what's it called? The next short, and you guys will see it. But just looking at everything here. I appreciate you, Tack. Dude's bullish as fuck. I love this dude. All right, guys. That's everything I got for you. I'll be back at 11, I think, with DJ, maybe. We'll see how that goes. But I'll definitely be back. My goal is to be doing SMS lives at 11. I want to make sure we have something, set up and organized a little bit better than this one. This is just the GM chat, just getting your morning started. And like I said, this is the first one in a while, but we'll start to iron these things out and get a little bit more of a flow and go from there. But again, I can't thank you guys enough for pulling up. It means a lot. And this is live on YouTube and X, maybe